Different for different guys, but we felt like a lot of them pushed and they're close. So this is sometimes a harder day for us because, they're all right there, and you want them to continue to do what they were able to do in the camp for some of them. So the challenge for them is to make sure they go down with a great attitude and be ready when called upon. Because really, when you look at it, you're never going to go through a season without needing to use a lot of your guys that are going to play for the Wranglers. So they need to make sure they're ready when their time comes.
Based on the numbers, it's not a surprise that Dustin goes today, but specific to him, you've said you feel like he's an NHL goalie.
Yeah.
So as you send him back to the minors, what's the message to him today?
One of the things that we said to him was, like you see last night's game, we want him to be, when his time comes, at the highest level he can possibly be at. So if he gets that, and when he gets that opportunity, he grabs hold of it and doesn't let it go. But also understanding that the reason why you got to be at the highest level is you see the types of shooters that are in the league. By him being able to watch that game last night, they scored 5 goals on 13 shots. So that's something for him to really keep in his mind, just to help him make sure he stays eager and energized and push him to be at his very best.
Was he receptive of that?
Oh, very much so. They're all great kids.
You mentioned how close it was. Guys are pushing. What's Cole Schmidt done just to create that little bit of separation to stay up here?
The one thing that Cole has going for himself is size. I think that's important for us. I think when we look at that line that we're trying to form, he has some of the characteristics that we would want in a guy in that position. So we're still making decisions at this point. So Vancouver's going to be a great test for him again. The key things are, your face-offs. You want to make sure you're reliable. You can be trusted when you're on the ice in certain situations. So he's going to continue to get an opportunity.
Would it be fair to call Cole a surprise so far during this camp?
Not really for us. I mean, you see what he can do. I mean, last year, I think there were stretches with the Wranglers where he played well, and there were stretches where he was trying to find himself a little bit. But that is no different than some of the players that we had here. They're trying to find their game a little bit, and I think he came in this year putting on a little bit of size. I think he was in a position where the work he put in over the summer, I think he felt comfortable and confident that he would be able to compete for a job, and I think he knows where he's at. So it's, again, we still have some decisions to make, so he needs to really push.
You guys acquired him. He sort of said, look, this guy's an important part of the package we got in return. I just asked Cole, and he sort of said, when you're traded with superstars, these amazing hockey players, it does motivate you because you want to be an important piece in the deal and not just sort of a side piece. Is that a positive? That's probably a good thing, right?
That he's motivated?
By that type of.
Sure. I mean, you want all the players to have, whether it's a little bit of edge or a chip on their shoulder, that they don't just want to be, he was also this guy type thing. He's a good hockey player, and he's getting an opportunity now to prove that.
You've spoken about Naz's sort of tenaciousness in the offensive zone, but that skill set away from the puck in the defensive zone, just how valuable can that be for this team with him?
Naz, you said? He's valuable all over the ice for us. He's one of the guys that is a driver. A lot of times we talk about how Naz always wants the puck on his stick, but when he doesn't have it, when he's at his very best, he's very competitive in regards to getting it back. So he's got the ability to make people around him better in a lot of different ways. So he's a very important player for us.
Sam Honzek takes away from his first pro camp?
Good question on that one. I think next time he comes in, there is no dipping your toe in the water. And I think for a young guy coming in, he gets a chance to sit on the bench and practice with our players. He gets a chance to sit on the bench and watch some of the players from the other side. And I think over the course of his year, we want him to come back knowing that he's a guy that is capable of playing and not just being a body, a guy that takes charge, I guess, when he's here next time. So, we'll look for that out of him when he comes back next time.
And is that sort of standard when
I
you
think
guys
so.
first? Yeah.
I think so. And they come in sometimes it takes a real special person for an 18-year-old to come in with swagger and I can do all this and no problem. There's been a couple here in the past that have been able to do that, but it takes a special person to be able to do that. So I think there's a little bit of, I'm going to feel myself out a little bit at times here with him, and I think when we see him come back next year, he'll be a different player. Yep.
Will you take everyone who's left to Vancouver?
Yep, we will. Yep. Okay. Thank you, guys.